I've been doing this for 28 years. 23 of it has been in CID and worked multiple homicides. This is the worst thing I've ever known. 3640 Willow Creek or Willow Tree Parkway, or Circle, Willow Tree Park Circle, that's what it's called. We had a shooting where a total of 7 people were shot, 5 people are deceased, including the perpetrator, which is Cedric Prather, P-R-A-T-H-E-R. Also during that is his ex-wife, which is LaToya Andrews. Also her boyfriend, which is Joseph Terry Brown. The children that were involved in this case are 5 children. 2 of these children are actually his biological children. The first one is London Prather. The second one is Jeremiah Prather. It's going to belong to the perpetrator. We have also 2 other children who are actually in the hospital in critical condition. That is Demesha Owens and also Jada Brown. At this time, it was over a domestic. Going through our investigation, it was over a domestic involving due taxes and also child support. During our investigation, that's what we came up with. I can't tell you how or why. I don't tell you how, but I can't tell you why he did it. All I can do is just say he snapped or he had enough. Is what we've concluded in our investigation. That's basically the agenda. Yeah, my understanding from talking to the witness is that he shot Mr. Brown first and he shot LaToya second. Then that's when he started with the shot.
Is there any history of domestic violence or?
I know they were married for about 11 years, what we were told, and they had been divorced for around 5 years. We haven't found anything like that. We didn't see anything.
Were there any threats made before this happened? Threats made to
LaToya? Not from our investigation, no ma'am. I know there was some text messaging. I know there was some on the phone arguing about, of my understanding, it was about taxes. I don't know the agenda of that part. I don't know if it was about who's claiming which kid. I have no idea. We can only assume. I know it was about taxes.
2 questions. Did you have any prior contact with this family? Were there any earlier domestic issues that you're aware of?
No, we did not.
And did this guy leave you any kind of a note or any indication of what had happened in his own mind?
No note or anything like that. He'd made some phone calls to some friends of his, or actually the friends had made phone calls to him, and he was pretty much too far gone. He actually, my understanding from during the investigation, one of the friends was on the phone with him while this was happening.
Can you take us from him walking up the street to him having access to the family when this all happened?
Nobody really, they saw him walking up and down the street. If you didn't know, he was probably parked about a quarter of a mile from the actual residence. He parked way up the street. I'm just guessing about a quarter of a mile. Some family members saw somebody walking, but you know, that's nothing uncommon. Didn't see nobody with a gun. They just seen somebody walking, didn't pay him no attention. And actually nobody really started, you know, coming out the doors until they heard gunshots and heard the screaming, and that's when everybody started really paying attention. Nobody really paid attention until.
Captain, do you know what type or how many weapons were involved here?
1 weapon was involved. It was a .45 caliber.
Are you in a place where everybody was in the house when the shooting started?
I can place. We'll start with the street. The street was the 7-year-old, which would have been London Prather. Jeremiah Prather was also in the street. Demesha Owens was also in the street, and then Cedric was in the street where he had shot himself. In the house, it was Mr. Brown, LaToya, and we're assuming it was Jada. That's the only puzzle we haven't put together. Either Jada was in the house in the master bedroom with LaToya and her father, or she was in the street. That's the only puzzle we haven't put together. Or Jeremiah. They said Jada's a girl, but she's kind of a tomboy. She looks like a boy. That's the only one. We got some information that there was something wrong with him, but we were never notified. We wasn't notified until after the incident occurred.
How far back was that?
Probably an hour, 30 minutes to an hour.
When you said there was a friend who was on the phone with Mr. Prather, was the friend trying to talk him out of something?
It's
or
my understanding he was trying to talk him out, trying to calm him down, but it was.
To talk him out of what? Do you know?
Doing what he did.
So he told the friend that he was going to
You don't, he actually told the friend, and I quote this, that you don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear what I got to do, or you don't want to hear this. Don't quote me, I don't know if that's the exact words, but in some kind of saying like that, that's what he said. I looked at his history and nothing come out. I don't think if it wasn't anything big from what I understand. You know, you ain't got to be a young deputy to see this. I'll be honest with you, picking up that 7-year-old, putting her in that body bag I haven't stopped thinking about it, let's put it that way.
Has anything like this ever happened in Douglas County before?
No, nothing like this.
This is the largest mass casualty you've had here.
Mine it is. I've been here 28 years, and the chief's been here 38 years, and he told me it was the biggest one he ever had too. So, in this case, it's not a prosecutable case. The perpetrator is deceased, but we still want to put, trying to put a puzzle together, trying to figure out if it was Jada or if it was Jeremiah in the street. And we want to get the girls at the hospital interviewed when they're capable of talking to us, and then, hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll be able to close this case.